everybody, and welcome back to our channel. So today I'm just gonna do an update. It's gonna be kind of like a part two to the video Davon just recorded. So my part two is gonna be just living in the US, and then my life abroad over here in Shenzhen, China. So I wrote mine down because I just don't want to get sidetracked and I really don't want to hold y'all long. So the first major thing that sticks out to me just from living over here abroad and living at home is my life and my career. So at home, I worked full time, and I have always worked ever since graduating high school, going to college, went to school for a little bit. But anytime that I wasn't in school, I was working outside of my childbearing years and those couple months that I stayed home with the kids. But other than that, like I've always worked a full-time job, and now I am a stay-at-home wife and mom, and that is just, it's different. It's different from the responsibility of getting up. It's different from being in a professional environment. It's different from being needed by someone else other than your family. So that is a huge difference. I have so much free time on my hand, and it is up to me to be productive or to create a schedule for myself. So that is the first huge difference. That's the first huge adjustment for me, is going from working full time to being a stay-at-home wife and mother. The second thing that is just a big difference is at home, I actually cooked more. Yes, so like as a full-time mom, wife, working full-time, I actually cooked more at home in the States than I do now. And that is because we are still trying to figure out like the meat and produce here. I'm not gonna lie, we're not very trusting of like the meat selection that we have here. And then the other thing is I don't have an oven, so I only have a stove top and a microwave. I don't have an oven to where I can bake, and I don't fry a lot of foods. We didn't do it at home, and I don't do it now. We eat fried foods, but I don't prepare a lot of fried foods. So that's another big difference. Here, what I've noticed though, because I do have a lot of time on my hands, I'm not working, I don't really have any programs that I'm into as of yet. I am cleaning all the time, y'all, like around the clock. Like that's all I do, is clean, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. I mean, cleaning is therapeutic, so I'm cool with that. And actually, as much as I clean, there's not a whole lot to clean. So just keeping the place tidy. There's a lot of open space here. I think we've showed you guys the apartment, the unit. But I do laundry like every day or every other day. Because we don't have a whole lot of clothes here. Jordan wears uniform, and he's a 3-year-old in uniform, and they're white. So so I wash like every day or every other day. Something that is very different here than from at home, in the States, is that we do a lot more just sightseeing and like going out and exploring and just going for walks and like just going like to different places, different venues, different museums, wherever. We're just always looking for the next thing to do here, and a lot of that comes with being an expat. Just you want to see where you are. You want to experience, as much as you can while you're away and in another country. So a lot of that comes with like the territory of moving abroad. So I get that. We didn't do it in our homeland. But the other thing that I've noticed, that's obvious really, is that at home in the States, we obviously got to see more family and friends. That is a thing of the past now. Like there's no family here. We haven't made a lot of friends. Like we're friendly and we speak to people, but no real like connections or spending time with people. So that is a huge difference. Another thing to me that really sticks out is that here now, and even really a little bit, this kind of started before we left, and I think the pandemic and the coronavirus has a lot to do with this, but just intimate family time. So, like, right before we left the States, even though I was working full time, I was working from home majority of the time, and had kind of just started going back into the office right before I left. So we had a lot more intimate family time. So a lot more time to eat dinner together, to read to our children, to spend time with them, to play, to just hang out and be together. And I think that's kind of across the board with a lot of families right now. It's just like you realize, you have a lot more time together because we're stuck together in quarantine. However, here, even though, we're not quarantined like we were at home, and yes, Davon and Jordan get up and go to work and school, there is still a lot more intentional family time. So I'm definitely grateful for that. Like, I credit that to both the pandemic and the move. So it kind of just all flowed together. And we are definitely a little bit more involved with our children. Not that we were not involved with them in the States. It's just, the hustle and bustle of life. Both Davon and I worked. They were in daycare for more hours of the day than they were home with us. Because by the time we got home, we were eating dinner. Maybe we'd watch a movie or read a book or something like that, or play with them for a little bit, and then we put them in a bath and in the bed. That was all the time that we had, except for the weekends. Now, they walk to school like a couple feet, and then they're right back. Even Davon is able to come home for lunch sometimes, and on various breaks throughout the course of the day. So we see each other a lot more, and we just have more intimate family time. So that is definitely a plus, and that's really big on my list. One thing at home that I was able to do, first of all, y'all, I had a vehicle. Like, I had a car. So I was able to get up and go. Like, if I was like, I need a break, I need to get out the house for a second, I would just do a Target run. I would be like, call up a friend, call up a cousin, and be like, hey, let's go eat, here or there or anywhere. I was just able to kind of get up and go, didn't really have to plan my day or plan an activity. It was like I had the luxury of just hopping in my car and being like, hey, babe, I need a couple hours, or, and he had the same privilege. He would get to go play basketball, like on a certain night of the week or whatever it was that he wanted to do. We had a little bit more freedom and flexibility to kind of just get up and go when we were in the States. We also had a village. So for our children, like my parents, my family, we had friends, of course, we had, the daycare. So if ever Davon and I had an off day on the same day, we would still take the kids to daycare and we could have some personal time, and we don't really have that now. We don't have babysitters or anything like that. So if you are in Shenzhen or Fujian, and you see this and you want to volunteer to be our babysitter so we can get a date night in, hit your girl up. I need your contact information because we just don't have the village, the luxury of family and friends like we did at home. So our date nights include the whole family right now. At home also, I had access to hair products and makeup and skincare products that were for the African American woman or male or whoever. Here it is so hard to get your hands on any makeup that caters to our dark complexion or our brown tones or whatever. It is so hard to find hair products that cater to kinky, coily hair. So yeah, that, and I knew that before I cut my hair, but I kind of just didn't care. I was up for the challenge, and I still am, but it is a challenge. It is a challenge to kind of try to train your hair with not the best resources available. At home, you could go to, a beauty supply store. You can go to Walmart, Target, online, anything. I mean, it was available. And it's not so much here. So you have to dig and you have to find and you have to make connections, which for an introvert is very hard, but I'm working on that. Um, Also, in that same vein, at home, there are hairstylists galore. You know, there's everybody's braiding hair, everybody is doing sew-ins, everybody is doing nails, everybody's doing skincare at home. You just have a plethora amount of talented males and females that can do hair, that can do nails, that can do skincare, and you have an unlimited amount of reviews available. So like family, friends, like, yeah, I went to this girl down the street, she's really good, or yeah, she's really good at this, or you can go get your box braids from her or whatever. You just have an unlimited amount of resources and reviews available to you in the States. And here it's a little bit more difficult to find. Yes, you can find stylists here who braid, who do locks, who specialize in natural hair. However, for me, I'm not that trusting. So I just need like concrete reviews, and I need to see your work, and I need to know, that you know what you're doing. And because I don't know a lot of people here, it's like I don't know who to trust. Like, okay, you say she does good, but what is good to you? It's like I need to see fruits of your work. So yeah, a couple other things here that I've learned. Just honestly, just being a little bit more isolated and secluded here. Obviously, we are the minority here. That goes without saying. And that's just really, really different from back at home. Even living like outside of Nashville, like I lived on the outskirts of Nashville, and it still was not uncommon to see an African American family like in Millersville, Tennessee. So it's just really difficult not seeing anybody that looks like you. It's not a deal breaker or anything like that. It's just something that we have to get adjusted to. It's something that we have to, speak to our kids about. Another thing that I'm learning, a very good thing, is with so much time on my hands, I have more time for devotional time, time for self-care and self-improvement. So I have been journaling, I have been writing and studying in my Bible, in the Word of God. I've been praying more and dedicating myself more to just learning more about God, spending more time with God, and ultimately learning more about myself through that journey, and just stretching myself and my faith. So that is definitely a plus. That's a win. Because I see that that's benefiting every area of my life. Ultimately, there's nothing bad so far about, the move. There's nothing bad about living abroad other than it's just not home. And it's never going to be home. It's never going to be, the States. There's a love that we have, even with everything. I think Davon mentioned it in his video when he did his comparison. It's with everything going on in the States, in all, the racial injustice, the politics, the pandemic, the unemployment right now, all those things are devastating. Home is home, and we definitely miss home, even though we are enjoying our experience here. We're enjoying the growth and the challenges, and just all the gains here. Yeah, so that's my spiel. Next up, what we're gonna do for y'all is we're gonna do that food challenge. I think we talked to y'all about it, but yeah, we're gonna do that for y'all, so stay tuned for that. Please let us know what else y'all want to see. I am going to try to go to a nail salon and or a spa, so I'll take y'all on my journey there. So just please stay tuned with us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, or whatever you have to do to stay connected. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your love and your prayers. Thank you guys for watching.